أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلوات ربي والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My dear brothers and sisters, we thank Allah the Almighty, the creator of the heaven and the earth. We thank Him for making us Muslims. We thank Him for giving us Iman, for making us among those who believe in Him and who believe in His prophets and who believes in the day of resurrection and who believes in Jannah and hellfire. May Allah make us among those who would enter Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. My dear brothers and sisters, inshallah, we are going to continue our Seerah, the history, the story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his life. Last time we mentioned the dream of the aunt of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Atiqa. We talk about that dreams. We talk about the name of the Badr. Where Badr got his name from. We talk about that. And so we also talk about the emissary, the messenger that was sent by Abu Sufyan to the Quraysh and informed them about Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad is coming after their caravan. We talk about that in length also. Inshallah, today we are still going to talk about the pre-battle of Badr, some of the things that took place, before the battle itself, inshallah. And we're going to talk about some individuals who chickened out or who did not go to Badr for whatever reason. We're going to talk about those in terms of those pagan. So inshallah, that would be for the majority. We're going to talk about those kind of stuff, inshallah. But if the times allow us, we're going to go a little deeper into pre-Badr, from all three angles. The first angle is the angle of the Prophet and his companion. The second angle is the angle of the Abu Sufyan with the caravan. And the third angle is the angle of the Quraysh, people from Mecca, the pagans, how they prepare for this battle. So those are the three concepts we're going to talk about today, inshallah. So as for the pagan of Mecca, we said that some of them refused to go, like Abu Lahab. We all know who Abu Lahab is. If you don't know Abu Lahab is the uncle of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's the paternal uncle of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his name is mentioned in Quran. Allah said, "Tabbat yada Abi Lahab wa tab, ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab." That surah referred to Abu Lahab. So Abu Lahab did so many bad things to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Him and his wife, they said a lot of bad things about Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So because of that, Allah rebuked Abu Lahab in Quran and and he was completely cursed out throughout his life, and he'll be among those who will go in hellfire. So that Abu Lahab, he decided not to go to this battle. Why? Because for some reason, scholars said so many reasons why he didn't go. Some said that the reason he did not participate in the battle of Badr, because he realized, if he has to go to Badr, he would have to go and maybe kill his own people, or he'll get killed by his own people. So what's the benefit of that? Whether they became victorious or they became defeated. What's the purpose of killing your own people, your own tribe, your own family, your own clan? What's something good you're gonna gain out of that? So some scholars said maybe because of that reason he didn't want to go. But everyone has to go. So what Abu Lahab did, he owed someone owed him money. And that person's name is Asim bin Wa'il. Asim bin Wa'il owed Abu Lahab about 4,000 dirham. So Abu Lahab came to him and said, you know what? If you go to this war as my representative, if you go to war to represent me, so I won't have to go, the money you owe me, the 4,000 dirham, then it will be forgiven. And the guy said, okay, no problem. So I would go as your representative, so you won't have to go, and my debt to you would be nullified. Then that's fine. So that's how Abu Lahab was able to get himself out of this battle. And the second person was Utbah ibn Rabi'ah. We talk about Utbah ibn Rabi'ah. He was also one of the senior leaders in Mecca. You know, a very senior, great personality. You know, he has some good in him also. He's the one. Remember when we talk about Prophet ﷺ, when Prophet went to Ta'if, when he went to Ta'if and called out, you know, people from Ta'if, you know, to believe in one God, and he is the messenger of God. What people from Ta'if, what they did, they stoned him. They used all the kids, the crazy people, you know, they used their kids, their youth, to chase Prophet out of the Ta'if, out of the town. They stoned him. They throw stone at him and, you know, and kick him out. So, and Prophet was bleeding from this abuse of people from people of Ta'if. So when Prophet escaped them, he came to this garden. So he sit, you know, in the shade of the tree, and one slave, a Christian slave, came to him and offered him a date and offered him like maybe some grapes. And this Christian, the slaves, and when he talked to Prophet, Prophet told him his story. And so the Christian said he is from the place where Yunus was sent, which is Nina. Some people call it Ninawa, some people call it Ninawa. That's the place where Yunus, in English we said Jonah was sent to this place called Nineveh. And so this man is saying, oh, I'm from that place where Yunus or Jonah were sent. And Prophet told him, oh, so you from Yunus ibn Matta? So you from a place where Yunus ibn Matta, I mean the son of Matta, Yunus, were sent? And the man was shocked. This Christian slave were like, so you know Yunus? Prophet said, of course I know Yunus. Yunus is my brother in prophethood. And that man then believed in Prophet, and he said, wow, so you're the last prophet. But this Christian slave, his master was Utbah ibn Rabi'ah. And Utbah ibn Rabi'ah actually, when he saw Prophet ﷺ in this condition, all bleeding, he's the one who sent this Christian slave to offer Prophet ﷺ a grapes, you know, some grape to eat and stuff like that. I'm talking about that Utbah ibn Rabi'ah. And he's the one who been telling Quraysh, if he said he's a prophet, let him be. And why are you trying to fight him? So he always trying to take the back seat and not fighting Prophet. And he kept telling the Quraysh, let him be, let him be. But still, they wouldn't listen to him. So at some point, even at the last minute before the Badr, he was the one kept pushing. He kept telling, you know, people, do not fight your own people. This is not good for none of us. No victory would come out of this. And Prophet would say, because right after Badr, when this man, the Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, is in his camel, right in front of the soldiers, and he's going back and forth, and he was telling his people, go back, we don't have to do this fight, And Prophet pointed at him. Prophet said, if there's any good person among this pagan, it has to be this man, because he kept pushing his people to go back even at the last minute, but they're not listening. Only if they would listen to him, then many would survive. That man is the one we're talking about, Utbah ibn Rabi'ah. So what happened to Utbah? So Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, unfortunately, he was not a Muslim. So when there was a time for Badr, so the pagan, now they have to prepare for Badr. So he refused. He said, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to go and fight my own people. I'm not going to go and fight my own tribe. It's not going to happen. His own brother, Shayba ibn Rabi'a, came to him and said, oh, my brother, what do you think you're doing? Everyone in Mecca are going to fight this battle. Everyone. If you refuse to go, what people would say about us, about our tribes? They would say, we are nothing but cowards. Everyone went to this battle. We refuse to go. Even our great-great-grandchildren, people are gonna talk down on them simply because we did not fight the fight that our people fought. We refuse to be part of this fight, and everyone would humiliate us because of that. So his own brother is pushing him to be part of this fight, even though he said, no, I'm not going to be part of it. So to a point, he said, you know what, because of tribalism, because of nationalism, he decided, you know what, fine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be part of it. Even though he knows deep down it's not right, but he, because of what people were going to say about him, about his his offspring, his great-grandchildren, even down the history, what people would say about him, because of that, he decided, you know what, fine, I'm going to go. And when he went to this battle, he's going to get killed. We're going to talk about that in down the line, inshallah. So the next person was Uqba bin Abi Mu'ayt. Uqba bin Abi Mu'ayt, he was the filthiest, the nastiest, the most corrupted, the most disgusting man that Allah even chose not to even mention his name. That's how filthy this guy was. He was the one who put all this cactus, all this intestinal, all this dirty, rotten stuff. When Prophet was prostrating, when Prophet was praying in Kaaba, this man, Abu Jahl, said, is there anyone who could take this cactus, this intestine, this dirty stuff, and put right on top of Prophet when he's prostrated? So the man who volunteered to do that, his name was Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt. He's the one who said, yeah, I could do it. So he went and got all this rotten intestine or rotten stuff from the camel. When camel give birth, right? So all this intestine and umbilical cords and all the nasty stuff that's coming out of the stomach of a camel, or when a camel died, so all this intestine in his stomach became rotten. They became very smelly, bad smell. So this man went and took all that and come and dump it in the head of Prophet when Prophet was prostrating in Kaaba. How disgusting. So that person, that's the one that I'm talking about. It's the same person when Prophet, in another time, Prophet was prostrating, he was praying in Kaaba. This man took his garment and put it on the neck and around the Prophet's neck, and he was trying to choke him to death. That same guy. So this guy one time, out of mockery, he was trying to mock Prophet ﷺ. He said, he's being sarcastic. He told Prophet ﷺ, he said, you know what? I want to invite you to a dinner in my house. I want you to come and eat dinner with me in my house. And Prophet replied to him and said, I could only come to your house and eat dinner with you only if you testify that there's no God but one God, and you testify that I am the messenger of God. When Prophet said that to this guy, he spit. He spit on the Prophet's face. Allahu Akbar. So when he spit on Prophet's face, Prophet told him, he said, if we ever met outside Mecca, I'll kill you. If we ever met outside Mecca, I'll kill you. And you be killed while you are tied up. So Prophet even told him, he even predicted that this man will be killed when he's tied up. So this man didn't forget about that, what Prophet said. So when it's time for battle, and they tell this man, Uqba Abi Mu'ayt, he has to be ready for battle. He said, I'm not coming. I'm not going to this battle. And they asked him why. He was the coward. He was the most disgusting coward man ever. When he was asked why you're not coming, he said, you didn't hear Muhammad? He said, if he met me outside Mecca, he would kill me. So no, I'm not going outside Mecca. Allah Akbar. And they said, no, why are you scared? He said, no, this man, whatever he promised, he's going to deliver. He's going to kill me when he see me outside Mecca. Because of torture, because of what I've done to him, once he see me outside Mecca, forget it. So they were trying to convince him to come. And one of his, friends or family members told him, you know what? I'm going to get you one of the fastest camel in the battlefield. So the fastest camel, you could ride on this fastest camel to go to the battle. So if the battle break out, and these people, the Muslim, if they're killing us or whatever, they getting upper hand over us, just run away, because you have the fastest camel. And this man said, okay, fine. Okay, as long as I could get the fastest camel, if things doesn't go right, then I could run away. So they gave him a fastest camel, and he said, good. So he went, and guess what happened in the Badr? We're going to talk about that down the line. When the battle break out, many of the Quraysh, the pagan, they run away. And this man's fastest camel run away and left him. So the camels run and left this man by himself right in the battlefield. And the Muslim captured him. And when he saw Prophet ﷺ, Prophet said, okay, I told you. So they tied him up, and he was the Muslim captured about 70 prisoners in that war. We're going to talk about that in details. But out of that 70 people, only 2 people got killed. Only 2 prisoners got killed. And this man was one of them. That's how horrible this man was. So the next person is that didn't want to go is the Umayyah ibn Khalaf. Umayyah ibn Khalaf is, according to Ibn Ishaq, he was a really big fat man. He loves to eat. He's a giant, huge man with no skills of war. He doesn't know how to fight or anything, but he was just rich. One of the leaders, but very rich. He has a lot of slaves and stuff like that. But when it comes to fighting and all that, he doesn't want to have any part of that. And he was the owner of Bilal ibn Rabah radiallahu anhu. So he was the master of Bilal. And this man, Umayyah ibn Khalaf, and he was told to get ready for this battle also. And he said, no, I would rather pay someone to go in my place. I'm not going. So he was trying to pay somebody to go. But Abu Jahl trying to convince him. He said, you have to come. He said, no, I'm not coming. Abu Jahl said, yeah, you have to come. He said, no. So Abu Jahl trying to convince him, but he couldn't. So what Abu Jahl ended up doing, Abu Jahl went back to the disgusting man that we talked about, Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt. Abu Jahl went to Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt and tell him, go to Umayyah ibn Khalaf and trying to convince him or trying to humiliate him, so that way he could join us in this battle. So Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt went and find Umayyah ibn Khalaf in a gathering. And Umayyah ibn Khalaf was sitting in a group, in a gathering, and now he wanted to humiliate him. So people, obviously, when you find someone in a gathering, in an open space, talking to people, telling them some stuff that could humiliate them. So that's what he was trying to do. So he come to Umayyah ibn Khalaf, and he had a perfume with him, a female perfume. And he presented this perfume to Umayyah ibn Khalaf. He said, take this is your gift. He said, why are you giving me a female perfume? He said, because you're a female, you're a woman. So since you're a woman, I might as well just give you a woman perfume. And he said, why is that? Why are you doing that? Because all the men are going to the war. All the men are going to this battle, and you're refusing to go. So you're a female. So when he said that, Umayyah ibn Khalaf was so furious. He was very furious. He was angry. really, really angry. And he's like, you know what? Go to hell, you and whoever sent you, because he know this is not the idea of this man, Ibn Mu'ayyid. This is not his idea. So he knows someone else sent him, and he said, "Go to hell, you and whoever sent you to me." And he know Abu Jahl did this. So for him to get out of this, he called his wife, Umayyah ibn Khalaf. So he doesn't know how to get out of this situation because he couldn't find anyone, to represent him, and he was called in the public a woman, by giving him this perfume. So he can take that. He's like, you know what? Even though I don't like to go to this war, but I have to show that I'm capable of going to this war. I'm gonna be behind everyone. If the war break out, I'm just gonna run, so nobody even notice it. So he called his wife and said, "Go to market, find me the greatest, the fastest camel ever, and don't let people know that I'm the one sent you. So just in case, if I go to war and if things doesn't go our way, I'll just take off. I'll run away." That was his plan. So, and he himself, when he made that plan, and his wife went and find him a fastest camel or whatever, then at the Badr, he also gonna get killed. So we're gonna talk about that in details, inshallah. So all these things Allah said in Quran, لِيَقْضِيَ اللَّهُ أَمْرًا كَانَ مَفْعُولًا لِيَهْلِكَ مَنْ هَلَكَ عَنْ بَيِّنَةٍ وَيَحْيَى مَنْ حَيَّ عَنْ بَيِّنَةٍ وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَسَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ in Surah Al-Anfal. So when you read Surah Al-Anfal, so that's the commentary about the Battle of Badr. The Surah Al-Anfal commenting on the entire Battle of Badr. Now, so Allah said in Surah Al-Anfal, so Allah did this, Allah already decreed that this war is going to take place no matter what. You're not gonna take yourself out of this war. It's going to happen, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen. And why? لِيَهْلِكَ مَنْ هَلَكَ عَنْ بَيِّنَةٍ. So that way, so some people could be killed in truth. And this is the term that we said. Things happen so the survivor could survive, and those who needs to be killed has to be killed. Meaning those who cannot survive, and those who survive. Simple as that. So that's what Allah is saying. So this war needs to take place, so that way the truth could come out, and those who needs to die would die, and those who needs to survive will survive. Simple as that. So, and Prophet ﷺ started mentioning 7 people by name for Allah to destroy them. So all those 7 people would be destroyed in this battle. And Prophet ﷺ started mentioning the name of Abu Jahl, and he mentioned the Umayyah ibn Khalaf and Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayyid and so forth. So he mentioned 7 people, those 7 pagans. He mentioned their names so Allah could take care of them. And all those 7 people would be killed in Badr. So now the Quraysh gather all the, they start gathering the soldiers. They start gathering people left and right. And before they left, they went to Kaaba and they hold on to the clothes of Kaaba. And now they're calling Allah. They're making dua. They said, "Oh Allah, if the two groups, meaning our group and the people and Muhammad group, so if one group is on the truth, whichever group is on the truth, God please help them." The Quraysh, the pagan, are making this dua to Allah. They went to Kaaba and they hold on to the cloth of Kaaba. And they're saying, "Oh Allah, if whatever group is on truth, please help those groups. And whatever group is not on truth, destroy them." So once they make this dua, Allah revealed this ayah. Allah said, "In tastaftihu faqad ja'akum al-fathu wa in tantahu fahuwa khayrun lakum وَإِن تَعُودُوا نَعُدْ وَلَنْ تُغْنِ عَنْكُمْ فِئَتَكُمْ شَيْئًا وَلَوْ كَثُرَتْ وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah said, if you're asking for victory, the victory has come. To whom? To the believer, to Prophet ﷺ. So these Quraysh are asking Allah for victory. And Allah is telling them the victory I already gave my victory to those who believe in me. You know, and then Allah said, وَإِن تَنْتَهُوا, if you would stop at this point, if you would stop these tortures of this Muslim, if you would stop all these animosities, فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ, that would be much better for you. وَإِن تَعُودُوا, if you would return from all this nonsense, if you would return, you turn on your back, نَعُد, and we also would return. وَلَنْ تُغْنِيَ عَنْكُمْ فِئَتَكُمْ شَيْئًا, don't think that you're gathering all these soldiers, all this group that you gather, don't you ever think that this would be enough, this would save you. This is not going to help you in the battlefield. Just because you have 1,000 people or 13, you have about 13,000 people, you don't think this would help you. وَلَوْ كَثُرَتْ, even if you have the greatest number, that's still not going to help you. So the Quraysh at this time, there were about 1,300 people. They gathered 1,300 people from Quraysh in Mecca for Badr. You know, but they start disputing this groups, 1,300 people, 1,300 people. They start disputing that Banu Bakr would attack if they all left for Badr. What is Banu Bakr? You know, before Islam came to Mecca, you know, the Quraysh had they had a fuse, they had a dispute, or they had something going on, a tension going on between the clan, the tribe of Quraysh, and the tribe of Banu Bakr. Banu Bakr is the clan. I mean, it's the clan, or it's a tribe not far away from Mecca. So back in the days, back in the time before Islam came, there was this young man, a Qurayshi young man from Mecca. He was wandering in the land of Banu Bakr. And this young man, he was very handsome, very eloquent, and he is one of the few, it's going to be one of the future leader of the Quraysh. So one of the leader of Banu Bakr saw this young man wandering in their land. And he told one of his companions, he said, why don't you go and kill this young man? This young man is from Quraysh. And the reason you're going to kill this guy because of jealousy. But not only that, back in the days, one of the Quraysh killed one of the people from Banu Bakr. And not only the Quraysh didn't pay the ransom money, they didn't pay we call ransom or soul money for that one that they killed. And the Banu Bakr didn't get a chance to retaliate, to kill someone from Quraysh either. So the Banu Bakr could not find someone to kill because Quraysh killed one of them. And not only that, but Quraysh didn't even pay the ransom money for what they killed from Banu Bakr. So, and this was for a long time.